The next postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. On this Martin Luther King Day against the Hawks, Jalen Brunson a game-high 34. Mikal Bridges was huge on the offensive end, 14 of his 26 in the third quarter. Knicks were down by 8 at the half, but they end up winning the game by 9, beating the Hawks 119 to 110. We're going to actually talk to Mikal Bridges here in a couple of moments. Bill Pidto along with Wally Szczerbiak. It's great to have you with us. So really a tale, Wally, of two halves.
Yeah.
Why were the Knicks so much better in the second half?
Well, they came out to start the third quarter, and the way they hit the Hawks, that was huge because they were down 8. They went on a big run to get themselves back into the game, and then after that they took advantage of mismatches and took advantage of their strength and their size where they had advantages. And I thought the defense played one of its best halves in a long time, the way they defended in that second half.
Atlanta the second half, 48 total points.
Yep.
Fourth quarter, the Knicks were up by 5 coming into the final 12 minutes. Fourth quarter execution has been a problem in recent games. It was not today.
No, it wasn't. And I think one of the things that the Knicks are starting to learn is it doesn't always have to be just Jalen Brunson. You can trust Mikal Bridges to make some big shots, put the ball in his hands, let him be a facilitator. How about some of the passes by Karl Anthony Towns? The backdoor looks were outstanding all game. And how about the bench, too? Tom Thibodeau given 20-plus minutes to Deuce McBride off the bench. Campaign continues to just light it up from the three-point line. Just unbelievable the way he comes in the game and shoots the ball. The Knicks offense was executing at a high level. This Hawks team has been playing really good basketball. I thought this game could have gone either way starting the second half, but this was a good job by the Knicks of taking care of business and shutting up Trae Young.
Who committed 9 turnovers.
That's exactly right. He does risk a lot of passes. He's a great passer, but the Knicks were getting a lot of deflections, making a lot of things happen. And that was the big shot that really iced the game by Mikal Bridges in that fourth quarter. That's just an overall good team win that the Knicks grinded out. All
right, you look at the numbers. Knicks getting 29 points off of 24 turnovers, perhaps a key number of the game. And the Knicks are now 16-1 when they record at least 30 assists in a game. In this one, they had 31 assists. Here now with Mikal Bridges. Mikal, congrats on a great afternoon. You guys lost the first half by 8 points, but won the second half by 17 points. What was the difference?
Just playing hard. I think just staying together. I know we had some foul trouble first half, but just staying hard and playing together. I think just team defense and sharing the ball.
You torched Trae Young in the third quarter, in particular, when you scored 14 of your points. Is there extra motivation going up against him for all the history with Trae Young and the Knicks and the Knicks fans?
I mean, I feel like, I don't know, man. I just take it one game at a time. But, you know, he's a competitor. I've been playing against him since even college. So just know who he is. And, you know, I know the city not a big fan, but we just trying to go out there and get a win.
You guys forced a season-high 24 turnovers. What was the key to that?
Just defense. I think defensive pressure and helping each other.
Mikal, thanks for dropping by, and good luck tomorrow night at the Nets.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Wally, how about Trae Young trying to guard Mikal Bridges? That's not the best matchup for the Hawks.
That's an insult, and Mikal Bridges made them pay. Trae Young is small. There was a lot of, you're too small. Look at Mikal Bridges talking a little bit there, giving it right back to Trae Young. Trae Young is an elite player. He's a competitor. He's a pest. He tries to get under the skin of other teams. You have to go back at him. If you let him play with swagger, he is going to dominate you, and he is going to come into your building and beat you. You have to make him defend. That's the key. Mikal Bridges went at him. The Knicks did a good job of getting the ball to Mikal Bridges. And look at that shot chart. Not letting Trae Young relax and rest on the defensive end of the floor. Make him bang, make him play physical, bring him into the post, into the paint, and make him pay for being smaller than you.
Bridges 12 of 17 overall, attempted only 2 threes, went 1 of 2 from downtown. So you got the 26 for Bridges. Karl Anthony Towns, whether it was an issue with the thumb or not, you mentioned his great passing, had 7 assists, but he shot only 5 of 18 and scored only 13 points. So it was really important for Jalen Brunson to have a big game, and he did with the game-high 34.
Jalen was the key. The captain showed up exactly when he needed it. The Knicks have been really struggling. He came out at the beginning of this game, set the tone like a captain does and like your leader does and like your all-star does. And granted, he's also going against what is regarded as maybe the defensive player of the year in Dyson Daniels, and one of the front runners for defensive player of the year, and Jalen Brunson just abused him. That's what he does to great defenders. You can't stop him one-on-one. He has such a great game. He gets to his spots, takes advantage of guys, and Dyson Daniels is a guy who gambles a lot. He got a couple steals, but when he does gamble, you have to make him pay for going for those gambles when he doesn't get those steals and blocks. I thought Jalen Brunson did a great job of that today.
We talked a lot about coming into January, about the home dominant schedule, but coming into this game in this month, Knicks only 3-4 on their home court. This was under the radar, very important game.
Yeah, you got to get these little bridge wins. You really do. And I think you look for any type of motivation at this time in the season. We've talked about it. January, it's a tough part of the season, dog days, coming into the All-Star break. You got to look for something to help motivate you. I really think the fact that the Knicks had lost 2 games to the Atlanta Hawks, they were not going to go down 3-0 in the season series to this team, and they used that as a little bit of motivation to really get them playing at a different level and just finding a way to defend home court and get a win.
If you're in that Knick locker room, given all the history with Trae Young, especially the last time he was here in the in-season tournament when he's pretending to roll the dice on the logo, would that serve as motivation for you if you were playing in this game?
Yeah. You know, a team that's struggling, you're looking for anything to get you going as a player and as a competitor. I mean, these Knicks players, they're ultra competitive. So they come out there, but they're professionals. They get their rest, and every single night they go out there and play hard. But at the same time, this game would have been a little bit personal for me because of the history with Trae Young and because of what he did, rolling dice on your logo the last time you played him, and they knocked the Knicks out of the in-season tournament. So any type of motivation this time of the year when you're a little drained, you're a little tired, you played a lot of minutes in a lot of games, you'll use it. And I think the Knicks did tonight.
Before this one, Hawks had been 2-0 against the Knicks this season. Monica McNutt now joins us. She helped call the game on ESPN New York, the radio broadcast. Monica, great to see you. What did you think today?
That was fun. 2 things stood out to me. I thought Jalen Brunson did a terrific job of setting the pace to start the ball game because, frankly, guys, in the matchups so far, I thought Dyson Daniels has done a notable job in terms of defending him. But I think early in this one, because of Jalen Brunson's high basketball IQ and his consistent basketball work ethic, he knew, and he made the most of it to start the ball game. But then I also thought in the third quarter, because remember at halftime, he was the only Knick in double figures. I thought Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, even Karl-Anthony Towns to a degree, did a really good job of joining their captain in the effort for the Knicks to outscore these guys in the paint 56-52 and to get big-time minutes out of their bench. It's a good win for this squad.
Yeah, Monica, let's circle back to the bench. 4 guys off the bench getting 10-plus minutes, Deuce getting 20-plus minutes. What are you seeing out of that bench, and do you think Tom Thibodeau is starting to trust them a little more?
Well, it's interesting, Wally, because we had Cameron Payne for our radio postgame, and I don't even know if Tyler fully got the question out before Cameron Payne said, I'm just in that mode. I'm in that mode. And so my question was, well, elaborate what that mode is. He's like, I'm just hungry. I want to be on the floor. I want to help my team win. I'm going to do whatever it takes for us to do that. And then he continued to share with us that part of the energy of tonight's game was they did not forget the dice roll the last time the Atlanta Hawks were here. And so to your question, I think Cameron Payne among that group, he's the guy that probably still has trust to earn in that Deuce McBride is a part of the rotation. But I think Payne, Shamet, McBride, they're doing all of the right things. Because remember, tonight, this team only hits 9 threes, and they still managed to get a win. But they are certainly doing all of the right things to continue to garner trust. One thing Cam Payne mentioned is making the most out of the rest of this home stretch because, as you guys know, best fans in the league.
All right, Monica, I mentioned this with Wally. Cat back after the 2-game absence because of the sore thumb. Shot only 5 out of 18, but did pass off for 7 assists. What do you think from what you saw out of him?
Tied a season high with those 7 assists. And I think when I think of Cat as a secondary engine, yes, the points and rebounds jump off the page, but it is the assist and the gravity that he shifts when he's on the floor that I think of as well. He had that terrific pass to Mikal Bridges, I believe, on the back door, and I think he got Jalen Brunson on the back door, same side of the floor, sneaking behind their defenders. I love his passing ability. It is one of the things that I think was undersold when he arrived here. And we know early in the season, we ended up talking a lot about that connection in the passing with OG Anunoby in particular. But tonight, I thought he took the shots that were given to him. The 3 that he hit was big. I liked in the second half the way that he was leaning into the contact as opposed to fading away, which sometimes he can do. And so it's good to see him back on the floor for sure. All
right, Monica, it's always great to see you. And you guys are mentioning the bench. Deuce McBride, a plus 15, tying for team high honors with Cam Payne, who was also a plus 15
Huge.
off the bench.
Huge.
And they were key early in the second quarter when the Knicks were trying to fight back. They remember down by 10 in the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, the Knicks have been getting off to slow starts, especially at home. The last couple games, the bench has come in the game and flipped it. You know, they've erased a deficit that the Knicks have been in, and that's a really good sign because at home, especially, your bench can really inject that energy that you need.
All right, when we come back, post-game comments from Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau. His team is now 28-16 as the Knicks beat the Hawks 119-110.
The Knicks post-game show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Welcome back. The Knicks outscored Atlanta in the second half 65-48 and beat the Hawks by 9. Back now from the Corner 3 presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. The Knicks tomorrow are at the Nets, second of a back-to-back. It's a national TV game, so you can listen on the radio on ESPN New York. Then the Knicks have 3 days off in a row before the Kings come to town on Saturday night. We'll have the pregame for you at 7 and the game at 7:30. Time now to listen to the postgame comments from Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau, as always, presented by Chase.
What you saw in the defensive end, 23 turnovers Atlanta had, you held them to 48 points in the second half.
Yeah, I thought the activity was really good, and I thought that allowed us to get some easy baskets in transition, which I thought was critical for us.
Kind of also see Jalen having the night that he had after struggling against Atlanta the first two. Just what did you see in the way he was reading Dyson and the switches and everything that they were doing?
Yeah, just, he's always going to come through. He's, see, you guys, like, sometimes he's going to miss shots, and if they're good shots, and he misses, I just want him to keep shooting, take good shots. The game tells you what to do. So if you're open, you shoot. And if you're guarded well and there's two players on you, hit the open man. And then move without the ball. And so I thought, the third quarter, it was a 40-point quarter for us. And I think that was important. The overall activity was really good. I thought we had a number of deflections. And when we're active like that, good things will come from it.
Did you expect that, like coming out of halftime, did you expect that high energy? You guys came out 12-2, I think, to start the third.
Yeah, I actually thought we played a pretty good first half. I didn't like the way we closed the second quarter. And, I thought the hard part was, I thought we had a number of calls that didn't go our way. And so sometimes frustration can creep in, and you just got to play through that. And then once we got past that and we just played, I thought we were good.
Tom, can you talk about Mikal and the game he played? He didn't play that many minutes, but he really led your charge in the third quarter. He scored.
Yeah, and not only the scoring aspect of it, but to guard Trey, because he's such a tough cover, and there's a million pick and rolls that you have to defend, and sometimes you could defend him really well, and he can make. And so I thought he was really disciplined, and you have to be that. And he kept going, so I think that's important. Then him getting some easy baskets for us. I thought he ran the floor well. He got good post position, got some easy scores there, and so I think that was good. I thought the guys, were aware and they were searching it out. And Cat, I thought, made a number of good plays. He had a timely three. OG's defense was terrific. That their wings are real big as well. Like when Hunter and Johnson are out there together, you're concerned about those matchups. And then I thought Landry and Cam gave us good minutes off the bench, as did Precious. So that was good as well.
Tom, what does it mean to get a contribution from Cam the way he did, especially that 4-point play there in the fourth?
Yeah, and Cam plays with great energy all the time. So I think that was a big plus. I thought, Landry getting in there and making some tough plays for us was good. They played well with each other. Deuce, that whole group played really well.
What was the key on the fourth quarter defense on Trey? I think it was only 1 for 8 with 3 turnovers.
Yeah, and part is the same thing like, we're talking about Jalen, the same thing with him. Sometimes he's going to shoot and he's going to miss. But I think everybody being tied together, you guys like that, you have to guard with your whole team. All 5 have to guard the ball. And so, you know, and again, the way they run, they're athletic, and if you're not protecting the basket, and that oftentimes they get into that sudden pick and roll, and if you're not alert and aware, he's got space, and that's where he does a lot of damage. And I thought that the body position, because he could draw fouls, was really good.
There was a moment there in that first quarter where Mikal got the 24-second violation on Trey, and the whole guard went crazy. Just like, was this one of the stronger defensive performances that you've seen from him?
Yeah, you know, and the thing that you appreciate about what he does is he does it every night.
Yeah.
You know, and every night there's a tough cover. He doesn't run away from it. He embraces it. So that's what you need. OG, the same thing. Like, you know, you can't say enough about what those guys do for the team. You know, and so everyone's role's a little different, but all the roles are important. And so we need everyone to sacrifice and put the team first. Those guys make an extraordinary commitment to stop you, and they guard everybody. You know, and you throw Josh in there as well. And Josh is, you know, like some of those plays that, you know, there's 4 or 5 people hanging around, and he's coming up with the ball. You know, whether it's a loose ball or a rebound in traffic, you know, he finds a way to get to it. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so the Knicks are at the Nets tomorrow night. That's a national TV game. Our next MSG game for the Knicks against the Kings on Saturday. Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30. Here's Alan Hahn, post-game with Josh Hart.
Josh, the last time Atlanta was here, there was a lot of controversy at the end of that game. Fans talking about a response. Was this the way to respond?
What happened at the end of the game?
Rolling of the dice.
I don't even remember. So I think the biggest thing with us is just, bro, it's another game. We got to go out there and win. We've been struggling a little bit. So this was just another way for us to get back on track. So I'll let the Knicks Twitter have fun with all that stuff, man. But for us, it was just, we got to go out there and we got to protect home court. We got to find a way to win.
Josh, do you think your second half defense as a group really picked up?
Yeah, I think so. And obviously, Kel was out there, you know, to start it all. You know, he's our point of attack defender, and he did a great job today. So he started, and then everything else kind of trickled down.
There was that moment where you got the 24-second violation on Trey, and then the whole garden goes crazy. Do you guys feed off, or do you think he feeds off of that?
A little bit. You know, he was talking a little bit today. I know, so I know he was good. I know he was going. He was feeding off that, and obviously the energy of the garden. So, you know, we need him big time, offensively and most important defensively. So, you know, it was a good game for him.
What's the difference defensively?
Josh Hart being Josh Hart. 14 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. You can't even count how many loose balls he figured in either.
Exactly, and I thought the key moments of his game was to start the third quarter. He came out of halftime and made some huge plays. That bank shot right there was one of them, with the shot clock running down. It helped the Knicks get back into that game immediately. They erased that 8-point deficit right away, and then he continued to just bring energy, fly all around the court, make plays happen. Look at these fouls. I mean,
look at that.
It just seems to find him. It's like a magnet with these loose balls. The energy that he brings, the ferocity that he plays with, and it's just very important. You know, I was watching the game from upstairs on the 7th floor, and I'm going to watch Josh Hart for a few possessions. He does not stop moving. He constantly is making things happen. He's wreaking havoc on both ends of the floor, and it's just incredible the motor that he plays with. You know, as a former player, I really appreciate the effort that he brings every single night.
And his Commanders won a key NFL playoff game.
Yes,
they're going to be in the championship game against Jalen Brunson's Eagles.
Whoa.
Roommates podcast going to be fired up coming up here.
Jalen's got to get one of those big hats.
Right.
And if the Eagles win, he's got to wear that one, because you know Josh is wearing the big Commanders hat if they win.
All right, great game for Josh Hart. Great all-around game for the Knicks, even though Karl Anthony Towns went only 5 of 18 from the floor, but he's able to play, and that's the good news. His post-game comments coming up after this. Karl Anthony Towns, only 13 points, but able to return after the 2-game absence. with the thumb injury. Here he is now after the game with Alan Hahn.
Let's talk about that third quarter.
I knew it was going to be the first question.
Third quarter, 40 points are put up by the team, but it felt like more of a defense was a bigger story in that quarter. What did you see from the team coming out of the half?
Just got some stops, and I've talked about it a lot this year, but I feel for us, best Knicks basketball is when we get stops, and we convert those into points. So getting stops, usually ends up being a pass to one of our guards, and he passes it usually to Mikal, who's sometimes always down the court, and he's getting dunks and layups, and it just sparks our team. It gives us momentum. It gives us flow.
What about the job he did on Trae Young, especially the 24-second violation really got the crowd into it?
Yeah, he was great. I mean, this is a team win. This is a great win. It's a team, that we've struggled with this year, and we had to find a way to win as a team today, and we did it, and I'm very proud of us.
It's been a bit of a bumpy stretch. How do you put together 2 wins, back-to-back wins, starting tomorrow?
Just bring that kind of defensive intensity we brought today. Our offense has been really good all year, so just finding that consistency on the defensive end will take us to another level.
What do you think the key is to finding that consistency defensively?
I think we just do a good job of not allowing second chance points, closing out possessions with a rebound, and utilizing the athleticism this team has, and getting stops and getting steals and getting into the passing lanes and allowing it to translate for us to offense.
Towns really contributing. Jalen Brunson had the 34. Towns tied a season high with 7 assists. And we will wrap things up after this. Knicks winning it by 9. Knicks beat the Hawks by 9. Our MSG Player Spotlight was presented by Chase Freedom. We had the mic all afternoon on Precious Achiuwa.
That was tough. Yo, play fast. Yo, Cat, let's keep it going. Move the defense side to side. We get good shots. Hey, watch it go under. Right here. Hey, get back. Yo, what's your first name? 27. What's your first name? Hey, on that pick and roll, either you bring it back, right, so we could have space, or you hit me, and then or you could split spin. It's the same thing. Spinulus to the stack is the same thing either way. Go. Just keep playing fast, y'all. Don't slow down for nothing.
Achiuwa, Wally had 2 points and 5 rebounds, part of a very important Knicks bench afternoon.
You always trust when he gets onto the floor, he's going to make things happen, and he's going to be playing his role to a perfect T. The defense is a big part of it. You got to communicate on defense. You can see that's exactly what he does.
By the way, 27 on the Hawks, Vit Krejci. V-I-T. Vit. All right, we will see you on Saturday. The Knicks are at the Nets tomorrow night. You can listen on ESPN New York, the radio broadcast, but it's a national TV game. So the next Knicks game here, Saturday, they host the Kings, pregame at 7, game at 7:30, and also stream on MSG Plus now on the Gotham Sports app. Want more than just a postgame show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free, or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports app. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.